Welcome back to the New Life Recap, your weekly roundup of comings and goings on the New Life server. This week, the deaths keep coming, a second clubhouse joins the fray, and we enter the business phase of the SMP life cycle. Got it? Then let's go! Fwip kicks off this week working on his blossoming new business, Fwip's Flagons, the portable storage system for all your stockpiling needs. He clears out space for housing them, as well as a small cactus farm, because on this server a 3-layer farm can still be considered small. He takes out yet another hill for a quick and dirty auto smelter and gets to the resource gathering. Workshops don't build themselves. So build it he does, with 3 parking bays for cart construction and a roof high enough to actually see his neighbors. He finishes it all off with a fancy moving door, after a bit of fussing with the radial chassis and directionals. Pearl stops by in the middle of the testing phase, and test it she does, in her own way.
My bad, alright. Where's your car? Where's your bride?
Okay. Oh, no. I killed Pearl. Oh god, my door killed Pearl.
With the door finally fixed, Fwip and Pearl can get down to business. Pearl wants terracotta, and is a bit too shaken from her recent deaths to risk finding it herself, so she's willing to buy. Fwip's happy to sell, though his supply is still in the works. There's a discount if Pearl helps him make it, though. It's also a chance to show off everything he's learned with Create, including the valuable and dangerous crushing wheels.
I'm just gonna give you a warning on these. They're very easy to kill yourself with.
That doesn't...
With one happy customer sent on her way, Fwip's ready to make another. Sausage's pre-order is coming due, and so the first flagon is made in his colors, complete with 21 barrels of portable storage. The delivery is smooth and joyful, even if getting his payment takes a bit of convincing.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I got the money.
Yeah, you got the money?
I got the money.
Uh-huh.
I got the money.
No, that's a 20. That's a 2-0,
sorry.
not a 1. That's a 2 and a 0.
Fine, here you go.
First order is hardly over before Fwip's working on a second custom order, this time for Jimmy. The flagon business is stabilizing. Joel's internet is more stable than it has been, and Dulladan is back. He pops over to the nearby woodland mansion, and although it's already been partially raided, there's still an evoker free to give Dan a totem of undying. He doesn't want to go the way of Griff the Hippo anytime soon. Especially since the flying ship dungeon, as tempting as it is still surrounded by those blasted spawners of the worst things ever. Dan also briefly addresses the elephant in the room, or the Marvin in the room. Marvin's on the hillside. It turns out whatever in the code tells them to despawn just doesn't.
It says, look, will remain for 2 minutes in the mortal world. Well, I can tell you for a fact some of these have been here for about 2 weeks. So, might be something wrong with that, but I'm not complaining.
Inspired by all the fan art, Dan wants to build a dedicated art museum in the valley. He collects some materials from the Nether and Overworld and pops over to Gem's place for her spider farm. He leaves Gem a Marvin as a thank you, or several.
What's wrong with you?
It's alright, I've got to wait another 2 minutes before I can spawn another one in, and then I will. I'm addicted to pressing the button.
You're sick.
Okay. Gem said, wait there so fast. Never mind you are sick, but like in a good way. 6/pause.
All the pieces together, Dan builds his gallery, and plans to add 4 exhibits per episode, except he gets carried away this time and adds 8. Twice as many. Thinking in twos, Joel and Jimmy also carve out the time to right a wrong. Why do only the people who haven't died get a clubhouse? As second lifers, it feels only appropriate to make their clubhouse a giant terracotta too, and so they do. Or at least so Joel does. Turns out Jimmy got a little too excited.
I can go try looking. Oh my gosh, I've just tipped my cup of tea all over me. Oh my god.
With Jimmy handling his tea emergency, Joel handles most of the building, and together they make a beautiful orange house. There's only 2 beds inside for now, but bunks are a thing if the other 2 first stop by, or they can have a proper sleepover on the floor. Keeps from resetting your spawn to a clubhouse you no longer qualify for when you die anyhow. But that won't matter to them anytime soon, right? Jimmy's dreamland is looking better by the day, with concrete paths replacing the dirt ones connecting all the parts of his base. With home matters settled, he heads out. Jimmy has a bone to pick with Sausage about nearly getting him killed with a spawner in the dream house, and leaves a very serious message at the manor. Good guy does not stand for injustice. After meeting up with Dulladan to found the Second Life Club and requesting a Marvin of his own, since the man has an infinite supply, Jimmy returns to Sausages upon receiving a message. The Ghast apologizes for escalating things too far, and wants to bury the hatchet once and for all. He's even set up a good guy photo booth for people to get pictures with their favorite superhero and make them both rich. Just have to take a tester for posterity.
Right, say canon event!
Canon event, baby! Let's go!
Go!
It's on
Goodbye, good guy. It's Cold Guy now. Jimmy has become a penguin, built for colder climes and sliding away from danger. He's still short, though. But business between deaths carries, and Jimmy heads to Flips to discuss the purchase of a fwagon and the proper way to pronounce the place you park it.
Garage? Garage?
Garage? Garage?
Well, now I'm questioning how I say it.
No, I'm questioning how I say it, and
It's
I'm
a garage.
the one. No, it's a
Or
garage.
it's a garage. No, it's a garage.
Comments? You figure this one out for me, please.
Whatever you call it, he needs one, so Jimmy builds a garage that keeps in line with the Dreamhouse scheme. He also learns the hard way that Frostwalker doesn't show up in enchantment tables, though a villager finally gets him set up and moving at normal speeds wherever he goes. Realizing how little he knows about being a chilly guy, Jimmy heads to his neighbor Martin's icy house for lessons in being a man of ice and snow, which covers everything from fashion to colon herding and even stealthing around the local Man of the Heat sausages place. By the time he gets back, his fwagon's been delivered and quickly paid for, approximately. There's also been another drop-off. Martin's already got the Ken's Dreamhouse set complete with Cold Guy ready to go. Jimmy's still not a toy, but he has to respect the grind. Jimmy is not the only person that Sausage messed with this week, though he's probably the biggest victim, aside from the pillagers that Sausage fireballs to free a cadre of valays. Always nice to have a few more flying friends around. Taking a page from Flip's book, Sausage makes his own graffiti spray and tags several bases, although good old Scar gets a Top Gun poster instead. No one's immune to the good times, not even Ghasts. Inspired by Gem's nether-themed enchanting tower across the way, Sausage decides to build one of his own and join her on the playground of potion making. After a bit of beta testing, both on his own and with Gem's expertise, he's got a few new tricks up his sleeve for pranking. So of course when he visits Pearl, Sausage splashes her with a potion of crumbling to see how she'd do in a game of spleef.
Sausage, no!
Run, Pearl, run!
As thanks for playing along, Sausage collects some magma cream and brews up fire resistance potions to help Pearl's maiden voyage into the nether. She heads off, and Sausage comes home to find Flip ready with his pre-ordered fwagon, providing silage storage space available anywhere. With this, Sausage heads off to explore some structures he found a few weeks ago, now able to carry back much more loot. He pilfers from a pyramid, plunders a pillager pirate ship, and pushes his luck in Las Vegas.
Took out these banner boys, but then this skeleton, which was dual-wielding swords, came at me from out of nowhere and took me out.
As one being of flame perishes, another rises from the ashes. Sausage reincarnates as a phoenix. He keeps his ability to shoot fireballs, upgrades his flight to proper wings, and can wear full armor and even touch water without dying. Finally, he can have a shower that doesn't use lava. After retrieving his things from Vegas, Sausage laments that he's the first of the First Life Club founders to die. At least there's a club for Second Lifers next door. Speaking of Second Lifers, Scott's come back as a fungal mage. Guess he had a one-up. There's a lot to his powers that literally take from Minecraft sunset to sunrise to read through. But to summarize, no eating, fewer hearts, glows in the dark, gains energy from standing on mycelium and nyliums, uses energy for magical powers, including regeneration, cloud hopping, fire and poison immunity, dashing, and teleporting.
And here we thought my last origin was confusing.
There's even more to it than in the text boxes, as Scott discovers when he heads down to Flip's spawner farm for experience. Apparently, killing things is not the fungal mage way.
I need levels.
Would have been nice to have that in the fine print somewhere. Finally armored up with enchantments, Scott sets out to make something that fits his new mushroom aesthetic. He decimates the local dark oak forest to build a magical mushroom cottage for his enchanting setup. He can even float up to the balcony. With the mushrooms he has left over, Scott sets up some cute little lights and some custom-stemmed mushrooms along the path around his new build. Maybe this new origin ain't so bad after all. It's not all fun guy and games around the server, though. Things are a little crazy for Stacy. Turns out lag makes playing tennis with gas rather difficult, and one of the most elusive members of the server, Megan Strawberry17, dies on her way to come visit. Side note, Megan's been streaming her point of view on Twitch so far, which isn't currently in the realm of what's covered by the recap. If we covered streams, several of the writers would go on strike. Normally, we avoid mentioning people who haven't put out their first video yet to maintain their right to content priority, but Megan's first life as a Hiskin should be recognized, and if and when she does put out any videos, we'll be right there to bring you all the news. To console the freshly dead Megan, Stacy takes care of the glowstone gathering that she was planning to do in the Nether. It's the least a native can do.
What is the glowstone equivalent of 3 parrots and dying on an invitation-only server? I'm thinking at least a stack.
Stacy also takes Megan on a riding tour around her house and trades her fruits in the Nether for some string before sending Megan home. On the way back, it seems a ghast friend has left some hamburgers at her door. She has to find out who that was. Since the lava is no problem for a strider, Stacy sets out to raid a couple nether ships and finds plenty of loot on her way, including free netherite. Always a comfort in this dangerous and evolved nether landscape. She also tries to befriend a hoglin, but that doesn't last long.
I saw you from so far away because I've been looking for one. Oh no! No! Can't help but feel a little responsible for that.
Still determined to have another friend around the house, Stacy grabs some copper from the overworld and makes herself a copper golem. Comment the DJ to pair with Ike the skeleton chicken. A little less lonely now. Sparrow has a bit of the opposite problem. His factory's overrun with so many copper golems, it's getting hard to build around them. But they're family now, for better or for worse.
What are you guys doing back here? Oh, god dear, they grew up so fast.
With too many family members to go around deoxidizing by hand, Sparrow sets up a kind of deoxidation station, using deployers to scrape away the layers of rust. The only problem is that once they get onto the conveyors, they don't seem to want to leave, but at least they're having fun. Speaking of fun, Sparrow should go visit his other friends.
So, I thought today it might be nice to go and visit a couple of people, so I thought that's what we would do okay. I want to dig.
Huh. Guess not. Time to dig instead. After tunneling and tracking all the way down to bedrock, Sparrow brings a giant wall of drills to dig a path down to the lowest levels of the world. He builds a flywheel-based carriage for easy access to the bottom of the large mine, and begins setting up his main tunnel bore. While the drill wall served him well, uncovering many diamonds and more than enough copper for his needs, it required pre-laid track. Sparrow designs a new drill that can lay and reclaim its own powered rails, and also lay torches to light up the tunnel it leaves behind. He has to use pieces from the deoxidation machine, but the little guys won't mind, right? The device works flawlessly, despite a scare or two with water and lava in the cave walls, until it suddenly stops. Sparrow goes down to investigate, and finds himself in an ancient city in the heart of the deep dark. And we're gone! That wraps up the week here on New Life Recap. Thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more. Check out the contributors in the description below, and we'll see you all next week.